Welcome back to Bony's Life, your weekly deep dive into the crypto universe. I'm Bony, and today we're analyzing what's coming up in the crypto markets for May 17th through 24th, 2025. Whether you're a seasoned trader or just getting your feet wet in the crypto ocean, I've got insights that will help you navigate these sometimes turbulent waters. Before we jump into specific cryptocurrencies, let's take a moment to understand the broader economic landscape we're operating in. After all, crypto doesn't exist in a vacuum, though sometimes I wish it did, especially during tax season. This week is particularly significant with several major economic events that could send ripples or tsunamis through the crypto markets. On May 20th, the Federal Reserve will release its FOMC minutes, which could give us crucial insights into their thinking on interest rates. Remember, when the Fed speaks, Bitcoin listens, usually with anxiety. We're also watching the European Commission's progress report on MiCA regulation implementation coming on May 17th. This could provide much-needed clarity for crypto businesses in Europe. And let's not forget the G20 finance ministers meeting on May 23rd to 24th to discuss a global cryptocurrency regulation framework. If they actually agree on something, I might need to check if pigs have started flying. The current fear and greed index sits at 62, firmly in the greed territory, up from 54 last week. This suggests growing optimism in the market. But remember what Warren Buffett says, be fearful when others are greedy. Though I'm not sure Buffett has ever bought Bitcoin, so take that with a grain of salt. The total cryptocurrency market cap currently stands at $2.87 trillion, showing a 3.2% increase over the past week. We're seeing healthy trading volumes across major exchanges, with 24-hour volume at $142 billion, up 8% from last week. Open interest in Bitcoin futures has climbed to $23.4 billion, suggesting increased institutional participation. Now, let's dive into the technical and fundamental analysis of our major cryptocurrencies. I'll be looking at key support and resistance levels, recent developments, and potential entry points for the coming week. Bitcoin is currently trading at $103,026, up 0.2% in the last 24 hours. The king of crypto has been consolidating in a tight range between $101,500 and $104,200 for the past week, forming what technical analysts call a coiling pattern. This typically precedes a significant move. The key support level to watch is $101,500. If this breaks, we could see a quick drop to $98,700, where the 50-day moving average currently sits. On the upside, a decisive break above $104,200 could trigger a rally toward the recent high of $108,500. On-chain metrics are showing some interesting developments. Exchange outflows have increased by 15% over the past week, suggesting accumulation by long-term holders. The number of active addresses has remained stable, while mining difficulty just increased by 2.13% at block height 897,120, indicating continued network security and miner confidence. For the coming week, I'm watching for Bitcoin to potentially break out of its consolidation phase. The FOMC minutes release on May 20th could be the catalyst that determines direction. If you're looking for entry points, consider scaling in around the 1,500 support or waiting for a confirmed breakout above 104,200. Ethereum is trading at $2,472, down 0.22% in the last 24 hours. Unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum has been showing some weakness, forming a series of lower highs since its recent peak at $2,650. The immediate support level is at $2,400, with stronger support at $2,320, where the 100-day moving average lies. Resistance is found at $2,550 and then $2,650. The RSI is currently at 48, indicating neutral momentum. Fundamentally, Ethereum continues to show strength with its ecosystem growth. The upcoming Layer 2 Optimism Bedrock upgrade on May 17th is a significant development that could improve transaction throughput and reduce fees. This could be a positive catalyst for ETH, especially as Layer 2 solutions continue to gain traction. For the week ahead, I'm cautiously optimistic about Ethereum. The $2,320 to $2,400 range presents a potential buying opportunity, particularly if we see positive developments from the Optimism upgrade. However, ETH needs to reclaim $2,550 to confirm a bullish trend reversal. Solana is currently trading at $166.88, down 0.47% in the last 24 hours. SOL has been one of the stronger performers in recent months, but it's currently facing resistance at the $170 level. Key support levels for Solana are at $160 and $152, while resistance sits at $170 and $180. The MACD is showing a potential bearish crossover, suggesting some short-term weakness might be ahead. On the fundamental side, Solana continues to impress with its ecosystem growth. The upcoming Fire Dancer client launch on May 19th is a major development that could enhance network resilience. Daily active addresses have increased by 8% over the past month, and TVL in Solana DeFi has grown to $4.2 billion. For traders, Solana presents an interesting opportunity. The $152 to $160 support zone could offer a good entry point if we see a pullback. The Fire Dancer client launch could serve as a positive catalyst, potentially pushing SOL toward the 180 resistance level. Cardano is trading at 75 cents, up 1.24% in the last 24 hours, showing relative strength compared to other major altcoins. AD has formed a bullish ascending triangle pattern on the daily chart. Support for AD is found at 70 cents and 65 cents, while resistance is at 78 cents and 85 cents. The RSI is trending upward at 56, suggesting building momentum. The Cardano Voltaire governance update, scheduled for May 18th, is a significant milestone in Cardano's roadmap. This implementation of enhanced on-chain governance mechanisms could attract more institutional interest. Additionally, the number of smart contracts on Cardano has increased by 12% since the beginning of 2025. For the week ahead, I'm particularly bullish on Cardano. The combination of technical strength and the upcoming governance update creates a compelling case. Look for potential entries around the 70-cent support level, with a target of 85 cents if the ascending triangle plays out as expected. XRP is trading at 62 cents, up 0.31% in the last 24 hours. XRP has been consolidating in a symmetrical triangle pattern for the past 3 weeks, suggesting a big move might be imminent. Support levels for XRP are at 58 cents and 54 cents, while resistance is found at 65 cents and 72 cents. The Bollinger Bands have been tightening, typically a precursor to increased volatility. The potential final resolution in the SEC versus Ripple case, expected around May 21st, could be a major catalyst for XRP. After years of legal battles, a favorable outcome could remove a significant cloud hanging over XRP. The market seems to be pricing in some optimism, but the full impact of a positive resolution could be substantial. This makes XRP one of the most interesting trading opportunities of the week. The risk-reward ratio is attractive, with potential downside to 54 cents if news disappoints, but upside to 85 cents or higher on a favorable resolution. Consider position sizing accordingly given the binary nature of this catalyst. SUI is trading at 83 cents, down 1.7% in the last 24 hours. SUI has been in a downtrend since early April, forming a descending channel. Support for SUI is at 80 cents and 75 cents, while resistance is found at 88 cents and 95 cents. The RSI is at 42, showing neutral to slightly bearish momentum. A significant token unlock for SUI is scheduled for May 21st, with approximately 42.8 million tokens, 1.7% of circulating supply, valued at $35.6 million being released. This could create some selling pressure. However, SUI's ecosystem continues to grow, with the number of active subnets increasing by 15% since January. For traders, I'd approach SUI with caution this week. The token unlock combined with the current technical weakness suggests potential downside. If you're interested in SUI, consider waiting for the unlock event to pass and look for signs of stabilization around the 75 cent support level before entering. Sonic is trading at $0.042, up 3.5% in the last 24 hours, showing significant strength compared to the broader market. Sonic has broken out of a cup and handle pattern, suggesting further upside potential. Support for Sonic is at 0.038 and 0.035, while resistance is found at 0.045 and 0.050. The RSI is elevated at 68, indicating strong momentum but approaching overbought territory. Sonic has been gaining traction with its innovative approach to decentralized audio streaming. Recent partnerships with major content creators have increased platform adoption, and daily active users have grown by 35% in the past month. For the week ahead, Sonic presents an interesting opportunity, but timing is crucial. The current breakout could continue toward the 0.050 resistance, but I'd be cautious about chasing at current levels. Consider waiting for the pullback to the 0.038 support for a better entry point. Avalanche is trading at $22.38, down 3.03% in the last 24 hours. AVAX has been forming a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern, with the neckline around the $25 to $30 zone. Key support levels for AVAX are at $20.57 and the historical base between $14 to $17. Resistance is found at the $25 to $30 key zone, with further targets at $44.73 if this zone is breached. Avalanche will see a token unlock of around 1.67 million tokens on May 17th, representing 0.4% of its current supply, valued at about $41.3 million. While this is relatively small compared to total supply, it could create some short-term selling pressure. On the positive side, the Avalanche Warp messaging protocol upgrade scheduled for May 22nd could enhance interoperability within the ecosystem. For traders, Avalanche presents a mixed picture this week. The token unlock might create some volatility, but the technical setup remains promising if the $20.57 support holds. Consider scaling into positions around this support level, with a stop below $19.50 and targets at $25 and $30 if the inverse head and shoulders pattern plays out. Now let's look at the key crypto events, conferences, and forums happening in the next 7 days. These gatherings often generate significant announcements and partnerships that can move markets. This weekend, May 17th to 18th, we have Bitcoin Pizza Day Prague 2025, celebrating the famous Bitcoin pizza transaction. While it's primarily a networking event, these gatherings often generate buzz and community momentum. I'm still waiting for someone to top that 10,000 BTC pizza purchase, which would be worth over $1 billion today. Talk about expensive toppings. Starting May 19th, we have BananaConf in Tallinn, Estonia, and Dutch Blockchain Week in Amsterdam. Both events focus on DeFi innovations and emerging blockchain technologies. These European conferences often feature cutting-edge projects and could generate partnership announcements worth monitoring. For Solana enthusiasts, there's a double-header in New York with Solana Accelerate, a scale or die, on May 19th to 20th, followed by Solana Accelerate, Ship or Die on May 22nd to 23rd. These intensive events focus on scaling solutions and product delivery for Solana-based projects. If you're holding SOL or Solana ecosystem tokens, watch for announcements coming out of these events. Avalanche Summit 4 takes place in London from May 20th to 22nd, featuring technical workshops and project showcases. This could generate positive momentum for AVAX and its ecosystem tokens, potentially offsetting any selling pressure from the token unlock. On the virtual front, we have several noteworthy events. The Cardano 360 monthly update streams on YouTube on May 18th. The Ethereum Foundation Developer Call happens on May 20th. And Vitalik Buterin hosts a Twitter Spaces discussion on May 21st. These virtual events often provide insights into development progress and roadmaps. For developers, there's an Ethereum Layer 2 hackathon running from May 17th to 19th with a $100,000 prize pool and a Rust for Blockchain Developers workshop on May 20th. These technical events might not move markets immediately but can indicate where developer interest and innovation are heading. Let's move on to upcoming ICOs, airdrops, token unlocks, and major protocol updates. These events can create both opportunities and risks depending on how you position yourself. This week features several significant token unlocks. Today, May 17th, we have Avalanche unlocking 1.67 million tokens and ApeCoin releasing 15.6 million tokens. While these represent relatively small percentages of their total supplies, they could still create some selling pressure. Looking ahead, Render will unlock 5.2 million tokens on May 18th. Optimism will release 33.5 million tokens on May 20th. Sai will unlock 42.8 million tokens on May 21st. And Pyth Network will release 76.3 million tokens on May 22nd. The Pyth unlock is particularly noteworthy as it represents 3.2% of circulating supply. Remember, not all unlocked tokens immediately hit the market. Many are held by long-term investors or team members. However, these events can create volatility and potentially buying opportunities if prices dip temporarily. Several notable airdrops are ending soon. Ripple Exchange and Never Broke Again airdrops end on May 21st. ZenithX ends on May 22nd, and both CSI Coin and GTech Network conclude on May 23rd. If you haven't participated yet, you still have time to potentially claim these free tokens. New airdrops launching this week include Chakra starting today, Hyperstable tomorrow, BoxBet on May 19th, and Solix on May 20th. These are all confirmed airdrops with varying requirements, from running browser extensions to minting stable coins or participating in betting platforms. As always with airdrops, do your due diligence. Free tokens are great, but not at the expense of your security or privacy. I've seen too many people compromise their wallets for a few dollars worth of airdropped tokens. That's like leaving your front door open hoping someone will drop off free pizza. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they take your TV instead. Several interesting ICOs are launching this week. Quantum AI starts tomorrow with an initial price of $0.025 and a hard cap of $15 million. Green Chain launches on May 19th, focusing on carbon credit trading. Metaverse Realms, DeFi aggregator protocol, and Secure ID round out the week's offerings. If you're considering participating in these ICOs, remember to research thoroughly. Look at the team, tokenomics, roadmap, and competitive landscape. And please, for the love of all things crypto, read the white paper. It's amazing how many people invest based solely on a flashy website and some buzzwords. This week is packed with significant protocol updates. The Ethereum Layer 2 Optimism Bedrock upgrade launches today, followed by the Cardano Voltaire governance update tomorrow. Solana's Fire Dancer client launches on May 19th, and Polygon's ZK EVM mainnet expansion happens on May 20th. Later in the week, we have Chainlink's CCIP cross-chain protocol update, Avalanche's Warp messaging protocol upgrade, Cosmos IBC protocol update, and Polkadot's 25th parachain auction. These technical improvements might not generate headlines like price movements, but they're the foundation of long-term ecosystem growth. For traders, these updates can create both pre-event anticipation and post-event reactions. Consider how they might affect your holdings and whether they present entry or exit opportunities. Now, let's bring everything together and look at the most promising trading opportunities for the week ahead. Based on our analysis, here are the top opportunities I'm watching. 1. XRP presents perhaps the most compelling risk-reward scenario with the potential SEC case resolution. Consider a measured position with clear stop-loss levels given the binary nature of this catalyst. 2. Cardano shows technical strength with its ascending triangle pattern. Supported by the upcoming Voltaire governance update, look for entries around 70 cents with targets at 85 cents. Third, Avalanche offers an interesting setup if the $20.57 support holds. The inverse head and shoulders pattern could play out despite the token unlock, with targets at $25 and $30. 4. Bitcoin could break out of its consolidation pattern after the FOMC minutes release. Consider scaling in at the 101,500 support or waiting for confirmation of a breakout above 104,200. Fifth, Sonic shows strong momentum but might need a pullback to provide a better entry. Watch for a retest of 0.038 as potential support. As always, proper risk management is crucial. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Use stop-loss orders and consider scaling into positions rather than going all in at once. The crypto market can be unforgiving to those who ignore these principles. Also, keep an eye on those token unlocks we discussed. They can create temporary selling pressure and buying opportunities in otherwise strong projects. Mark your calendars for these key events. May 17th, EU MiCA Implementation Progress Report. May 18th, Cardano Voltaire Governance Update. May 19th, Solana Fire Dancer Client Launch. May 20th, US Federal Reserve FOMC Minutes Release. May 21st, Potential SEC versus Ripple Case Resolution. May 22nd, Avalanche Warp Messaging Protocol Upgrade. May 23rd to 24th, G20 Cryptocurrency Regulation Framework Discussion. These events could significantly impact market sentiment and create trading opportunities for those who are prepared. That wraps up our analysis for the week ahead. Remember, in crypto as in life, fortune favors the prepared. Stay informed, manage your risk, and position yourself to capitalize on opportunities as they arise. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share with your crypto friends. Drop your questions and thoughts in the comments below. And I'll see you next week for another deep dive into the crypto markets. Until then, this is Bony signing off.